Now I want each of you to shout your own name. Do that.
We've seen some cringy moments in the Kamala Harris for president campaign. And listen, it's understandable. The woman has, she's only had one major national election, the primary in 2020, and she dropped out before the Iowa caucus. She was a disaster, an absolute total disaster. And this time around, they bypassed that and just handed her the nomination. But still, you'd think at this point, 1 week out, she'd have some level of skill on the campaign trail. Take a look at this. This is in Ann Arbor, Michigan. First, notice they've done a rebranding here. Up until now, all the signs and all the logos and everything was that light powder blue, the Obama blue. Now, suddenly, a week out, it's all black and orange, and that makes no sense. They're on the campus of University of Michigan, I think, in Ann Arbor. So if anything, it should be maize and blue. I have no idea why they would do black and orange. Is this a Halloween motif? It's weird looking, but that's the least of it. Watch this natural, brilliant politician ride the love and energy of this crowd and grab it by the throat, tear it down to the ground, and stomp every bit of life out of it. This is an amazing thing to behold.
Okay, now I want each of you to shout your own name. Do that. Because it's about all of us. It's about all of us. And listen, I have fought my whole career to put the people first.
It can't be. I kid you not. I saw this clip early this morning when I woke up, getting ready for my radio show, and I searched out like 3 different sources for this because I thought it was an edit. I thought it was a fake. I could not believe this was real. Think about that. You know, you're trying to capture that Obama magic. Huge. And by the way, the crowd is not nearly as huge as these cameras are trying to make it out to be. But, you know, they've got them all chanting your name with that energy and that excitement, and it looks great on TV. And then you ad lib. God, this is why they don't want her to do any interviews. It's why they don't want her to just talk to voters on the campaign trail. It's why she's so scripted and she's so protected. Because look at what she does. Look at what her instincts do when she's in the middle of this momentous occasion.
Okay, now I want each of you to shout your own name. Do that.
Come on. How great is that? And she takes a loud, deafening, chanting crowd with all this energy and excitement for her, and she drags it down to like it sounds like you're suddenly in a hospital room. Who does that? How do you even do that? And what a stupid thing. Now everyone shout your own name. And everyone's like, what the hell is she talking about? Why would I shout my name? And then when it's an utter failure, she does what she only knows how to do, which is to fake laugh. It's something that's not funny. God. Oh, God, please. Please. I sure hope they're not setting us up here with all these polls. I hope things are going as well as the polls suggest they're going, because 4 years of this, no. We cannot do this. What the hell are we thinking? Have you ever seen anything that inept? Anything? What a failure. What an absolute and total failure. And the recovery is great when she realized what a disaster that was.
Because it's about all of us. It's about all of us. And listen, I have fought my whole career.
She just immediately pivots. Because she knows it's bad. All right, moving on. I fought my whole career. But is it like she's like, all right, enough of all this joy and excitement and enthusiasm. I've got to get through the teleprompter so I can get back to the green room and suck down some Chardonnay. All right? So can you please stop wasting my time? We just need to get to election night and then get to our ballot counting operations, and then everything will be fine. We did it, Joe. And then we've been watching her. We've been playing the cringe moments for you. We've told you how. I mean, but that was pure Michael Scott. That, to me, that's the female Michael Scott from The Office. But this guy, this wise TikToker, he actually has his own observation that is worth noting.
So I've been watching all of Kamala Harris's interviews because I wanted to see if she'd ever say anything of substance. But she continues to just give us word salads. And I started to think, damn, she reminds me of someone I used to watch, a character. I couldn't remember if it was a cartoon. I couldn't remember if it was a show. But I'm going to show you the video of who I think she is. And it was just hilarious because it was messing up my brain. And I was like, finally it dawned on me. Kamala Harris reminded me of this character I used to watch on Living Color. I don't know if you used to see the show many, many years ago, but it was like a Saturday night type show. And it was with the Wayans brothers, and they used to do all these skits. And there was this character on there called Oswald Bates. He would talk and say nothing, but it was all these crazy word salads, and he would just say the dumbest things you could possibly think of. So I'm gonna show you a video of Oswald Bates. And if you think it's her, if you think Kamala Harris is Oswald Bates, repost this, hashtag Kamala Harris is Oswald Bates, and let's show everyone who Kamala Harris is. Check it out.
First of all, we must internalize the flatulation of the matter by transmitting the effervescence of the Indonesian proximity in order to further segregate the crux of my venereal infection. If I may retain my liquids here for one moment, I'd like to continue the redundance of my quote-unquote intestinal tract. See, because to preclude on the issue of world domination would only circumvent, circumcise the regulation that reflects the aphrodisiac symptoms which now perpetrates the Jericho's activation. So, do not misinterpret the chauvinistic...
Here to the United Negro Scholarship Fund, because a mind is a terrible thing to develop without help.
Allow me to expose my colon once again. The ramification inflicted on the incision placed within the fallopian cavities serves to be holistic, taken from the Latin word jalapeno.
That's actually brilliant. That guy deserves kudos. In fact, you know what? Just to show the love, we should share. If you agree that Kamala Harris is the female version of Oswald Bates, let's go ahead and share this video and use hashtag Kamala is Oswald Bates. I had forgotten that character's name is Oswald Bates, but that's brilliant. That's Damon Wayans. Living Color was a great show. I love that. All right, so that's that. So the cringe continues from the Harris Waltz campaign. There's now an ad, and this will break your heart if you're a basketball fan, if you like the Celtics, their coach Doc Rivers. This is so sad. Doc Rivers decided to do an advertisement for the Kamala Harris and Tim Walz campaign, and I regret to show you what the end result is. It's bad. It's really, really, really bad.
All right, guys, huddle up. Let's go. Let's go. Yes. This is the final stretch of the election. We have 30 seconds for one last play. All right, Coach. Doug, you're going to travel across all these swing states, right? You're going to make sure that folks know that Kamala is going to take care of all of them, just like she takes care of her family.
Yeah.
Tony, you have to make sure everyone knows that Kamala is going to support their families. All right, Coach. Wes, you're going to make sure everyone knows that Kamala is an effective government partner.
You got it, Coach.
And all of you must head to iwillvote.com to make your plan to vote. To vote!
For Kamala!
Hands in. Kamala on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Kamala!
All right.
That is just painful. I've never liked the Celtics anyway, but thanks for giving me another reason. Everything about this is painful. What? Who decides that this is good? Who is this supposed to be They keep telling us that they got a problem with male voters and black male voters. What black dude is going to watch this and say, "Oh, I want to be on their team"? Seriously. And also, by the way, and we'll get to this in a minute because there is a serious lack of sports intelligence involved in whoever's putting these things together. But you'd think Doc Rivers would know better. Watch, the one thing sort of sticks out to me.
All right, guys, huddle up. Let's go. Let's go. Yes. This is the final stretch of the election. We have 30 seconds for one last play.
All right, so he's a basketball coach in the NBA. And they gave him a script, and he didn't at any point say, well, wait a second, guys, this doesn't make sense because I'm an NBA coach, and there's no such thing as 30 seconds for one last play. We have a 24-second shot clock. So if we have 30 seconds left, it's not going to be the last play because the other team will get the ball, and they'll have 6 seconds at minimum, if not more, for their last play. Right? I'm sorry, I don't mean to nitpick, but it's just nonsensical. It makes no sense. And apparently this permeates the entire campaign because here's Tim Walz, who we're told when he's not off on his communist-funded honeymoons in China, where he's apparently allegedly having affairs with daughters of major communist leaders, women, I'll have you know. He's supposed to be a football coach, right? Coach Waltz. Where did the whole Coach Waltz thing go? They're not trying that one anymore, but he's still trying the football analogy. So here he was at the rally with his own football analogy. Someone make sense of this for me.
8 days to go. This election's already started. People are voting across the country. And so you know what it means. This is where I've got to do it. Huddling up a little bit here. Time for a little bit of a pep talk.
You know me. I'm a manly man's man coach. I can't help myself. We're going to huddle up. Come on, get in close with me, boys, in the huddle, because I'm a coach, don't you know? All right, ready for the pep talk from the coach, boys? Here it comes.
Look, we got to admit it. This game is tied. 2 minutes left on the clock. We got the ball. We're driving down the field. We're doing the blocking and everything we need to do. And I know you got a saying around here that came from Bo. The team, the team, the team.
All right, let me just stop right there. I was born in Michigan. I grew up in Michigan. When I first became aware of college football, it was the University of Michigan Wolverines by Coach Bo Schembechler. I know Bo. I've idolized Bo. Bo was a childhood hero of mine. You keep Bo Schembechler's name out your mouth. You Golden Gopher scum. Don't you come down to my state and start quoting Bo Schembechler for your evil plans. And our last coach, Jim Harbaugh, from last year, who just had the perfect winning season and the national championship, he was so pro-life that he told his players that if they got their girlfriends pregnant, don't get an abortion. Jim Harbaugh volunteered to raise their children for them, lest they abort those babies. Don't you come into Ann Arbor and start lecturing me about Michigan football while your agenda is to kill babies right up until the moment of birth, if not after, Coach Tim. All right, I'm sorry. That's personal. That's personal. You don't quote Bo at me. All right. Back to Coach Tim, because here's the cringe part.
And boy, do we have the right team. So all gas, no brakes for the next 8 days. Plenty of time to sleep when you're dead.
All right, hold on. This analogy began with 2 minutes left. We've got the ball, blocking and tackling, and now we've got all gas, no brakes, sleep when you're dead. All right. I'm starting to get lost on his sports analogies here, but he's a coach. Who am I? Who am I to interrupt? He's in the flow, man.
Our time now. We're moving this thing over the next 8 days, an inch at a time, a yard at a time, one door at a time, one phone call at a time.
Hold on. I'm no football expert, but although compared to Coach Tim, I believe, in fact, I am a football expert. I'm pretty sure 1 inch at a time ain't going to get it done. You know, after 3 inches, you're going to have to punt, dude. It ain't going to happen. What the hell is it? Is the word salad nonsense just is it contagious? I'm sorry, I should stop interrupting the video. I know you want to see the whole video.
One of those door knocks and one of those interactions, because 1 or 2 extra votes per precinct in the state of Michigan will make Kamala Harris the president of the United States. Michigan, let's put that in terms you know. We'll tell them this. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Please welcome the next president of the United States.
Can't do it. Sorry. They just took the cheer from my football team, Let's Go Blue, and they turned it into a rallying cry to make Michigan blue. I'm done. That seriously, that hurts me on a visceral basis. As we discussed yesterday, in an effort to reach male voters who love football, Tim Walz sat with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and played a football video game on Twitch while real people, real men who like football were watching, football. And then his team tweeted out this screenshot of their game. This has been deleted since then, but as you can see, Tim Walz really does know his football. He says AOC can run a mean pick six, and I can call an audible on a play. God. AOC can run a mean pick six. I don't think that's a thing. I mean, if you intercept a ball and you run it back for a touchdown, that is called a pick six. I guess you can execute a pick six, but it's not like you run a pick six. It's as far as I know, it's not the name of a defensive formation of any sort or scheme. Let me just say, they're morons. They're morons, and they try so hard. They're trying so hard, and they just can't do it. I'm not sure who's working on that campaign. Although, let me just remind you, he was a coach. There he is with the boys coming out of the locker room. Not sure if he actually talked football much with the boys in the locker room. I'm not sure what he was doing in the locker room, but I know that he became a coach so that he could have unfettered access. And did I mention that he's embroiled in a sexual scandal now with a girl? Yeah, a woman. Although her name is Wang, so make of that what you will. It's a Chinese thing. I got nothing else. They're just the cringiest campaign. I need you to vote against them just to keep them out of the conversation for the next 4 years, because I don't think I can survive talking about them every single day for 4 years. Please, I'm begging you. Please do it for me. Do it for me. There's a lot at stake in this election, but regardless of who's sitting in the White House, the fuse on the economy has already been lit. 4 years of a conservative presidency will not be enough to turn the tide on our $35 trillion national debt. Almost every analyst will tell you that. And if the left wins, it's like throwing gas on a dumpster fire. We don't have much control over this election's outcome. All we can do is vote and tell 10 friends to vote with us. But you do have control over your savings, and you can diversify your savings right now by investing in gold from Birch Gold. For millennia, gold has stood firm in the face of greedy governments, economic upheavals, global strife, and it can protect you now. Birch Gold will help you convert an IRA or 401k into an IRA in physical gold, and it doesn't cost you a penny out of pocket. In the past 4 years, the buying power of the U.S. dollar has cratered. The price of gold has increased 40%. Text Larry to 989898. Get your free info kit on gold. Trust Birch Gold as I do to protect your savings. Text Larry to 989898 today.